Hi guys. I wanted to talk about this Vera Bradley Campus Tote, and I happen to have it in Plum Crazy. And I've done a review on this piece on my channel, and this is actually one of my favorite totes for its shape and its functional abilities, what I can put in it and so forth, and still feel that I'm wearing a pocketbook rather than an oversized tote. However, today I did wear this pocketbook tote because I needed to carry both my notebook and my agenda, a pair of gloves, a wristlet, a water bottle, a bunch of stuff. But they weren't tall items, so normally I use this tote opened and I never close it. I do like it closed. It has a pretty silhouette and this dipping kind of looks very beautiful under your arm. However, today I needed it to be closed for security purposes because I was going to be in a situation where I needed to protect my wristlet that was in here. So today everything that I had in here was short, so it wasn't going higher than this decorative dip here. So I'm going to bend it back so you can see what I mean. I wasn't using this bag for anything tall. So when I don't use it for anything tall, I do like to close it. However, I do have short stubby things in here, like my student agenda here. I had that in there, and it's chunky. It's not as slim as, say, my notebooks. And then I had the notebook in there as well. And then I had my larger gloves, and what I mean by that is the cuff on these is quite fat. It comes out with a lot of this decoration on the cuff. So there was going to be some larger, shorter, stubbier pieces in here, as well as my anniversary wristlet, which is, you know, a little chunkier wallet. So the bag was going to probably come out, you know, this way a little bit further than I would like it for when I want to close it. But that was the necessity. And you can see over here, if you can kind of see, it kind of pops out here and then goes in. That's because in one of the interior slip pockets I have the medium piece of a cosmetic trio and the smallest piece of a cosmetic trio side by side, one in front of the other, in a slip pocket. So I'm going to go ahead and take those out just so you can see. I have these two pieces just like this inside that slip pocket. Normally I would probably put one in one slip pocket and one in the other, but I had my notebook back in that other slip pocket. So it did cause a little bulging. Alright, that all doesn't bother me when I wear the bag open, but since I wanted to go ahead and close that, I'm going to close it for you today. I didn't love the way this was dipping down. It really started to irritate me aesthetically. However, I could get over that. I needed it secure, so you know what? Safety over beauty today. However, I was in the car after I left my volunteer shift, and my phone began to ring, and I was driving, and I needed to get into this tote very quickly because I was afraid it was one of the schools calling me, maybe possibly one of the kids were sick and I needed to come get them. So I'm driving with my hands, and now I want to get into this tote, which is always sitting, my pocketbooks always sit when I'm in the car alone, in the passenger seat with me, or if someone else is up in the front, then I have this on the rest that kind of goes in between the two seats. But this happened to be in the seat next to me today. So I needed to access this one-handed. And this is the complaint, or it's not so much as a complaint as what I noticed today. What I noticed today was I really, and I'm doing this one-handed exactly how I would have been doing it in the car, and I had to struggle a bit to release that snap. Now, that's why I'm not saying, well, I said it's a complaint. I have to retract that and say it's not a complaint, it's just something I've noticed. Because the fact that this is a strong magnet is actually a plus for this bag, because you know what's in here is going to be secure. However, today, I did notice getting into this one-handed was a problem. Closing it one-handedly is not really an issue because they have that bit of magnet to them, magnetic pull. So when you want to go ahead and close these things, and I'm doing it the way I would do if I was in the car, except I'm not left-handed and I'm trying to do this with my left hand, so that's going to be a problem. Yeah, it snaps without me even looking at it because of that pull. It kind of finds itself. Closing is not an issue one-handed. Opening was for me when I was in the car. So it's just something I wanted to point out to you. It doesn't lessen my love for this pocketbook tote. I actually love Campus Tote. It's just something I wanted to make you aware of. I hadn't realized it when I did the review because I just had it had to give it some force, and it's a little distracting when you're driving. I hadn't given that any thought when I reviewed this bag originally because I normally wear this bag or use this bag in this opened fashion. So because I wore it today and used it for security purposes closed, I thought I would go ahead and let you know. So I hope that that helps you if you're making a decision, if you do need to get into this pocketbook. What I'm going to do from now on, when I'm in a situation where I need it to be closed for the majority of my usage, once I step into the car, I'm either going to open this and just leave it opened or take my wristlet out and remove my phone from the wristlet and put it into the cup holder, because that made me nervous because school can call me at any given time to let me know one of the kids is sick or has been hurt and I need to get them. So just a heads up on that. It was just my observation today. Still love this bag. Still love Plum Crazy. Highly recommend the Campus Tote. Just had an issue with the snap closure today. All right, guys. Have a great night.